Hey GPT-3ers, do we have a doozy for you today? ChatGPT has just released their API. I'm not talking about GPT-3, which we've had for a long time. I'm talking about ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo. And not only is this faster than the previous GPT version we were using, this is 10 times cheaper. I'm not kidding. The previous one was 0.02 cents per 1,000 tokens. This one is 0.002. Did I do enough noughts there? And you get the point, 10 times cheaper. So what am I so hyped about? Well, we're going to put ChatGPT, yes, the ChatGPT, inside your home Alexa. And we're going to do this for free and fast. So buckle up, hit that like button, and let's dive in. Okay, to start off, head over to openai.com. If you don't have an account, then sign up. It's also free, and if you do, then log in and I'll meet you there. For those that are signing up, you get $18 for free. You have to use this within the first 3 months it is, but that gets you quite far. I'm going to show you in a minute just how cheap these APIs actually are to run. All right, so let's log in. If you're new here, follow me. If you have an account, just wait here 1 second. So let's hit personal and do manage account. Head over to billing. There we go. Billing and then payment methods. Add a card and you're good to go. As mentioned, you won't be charged anything up until the first $18. You can add usage limits. So this makes sure you don't go spending crazy. I've got a couple. I've got my hard limit, so that means no more pocket money for me, and that's $50. And my soft limit, that gives me a little warning, that's at $30. Once you're all set up, head over to personal and do view API keys. For those of you that don't know, an API key is basically just a way to communicate with another application and it's tied to your account. So keep this safe. Don't show it to anyone, because if someone uses your API key, they could run up a bill. So to generate a new key, you need to delete the previous one. So obviously there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 5 or 6 API keys allowed. So I'm going to revoke one and create one. So this is my new API key. Let's put that somewhere safe. Word of warning, actually, once you close this window, you cannot see the API key again. There's no reviewing it, so you have to put it somewhere safe. If you do lose the API key or you don't have access to it, just delete it and start afresh. As for prices, so let's head over to pricing. And this is the previous one everyone was using is DaVinci, 0.02 cents per 1,000 tokens. I will tell you how much 1,000 tokens is in a second. And if I can pull up the email I had, there we have it. So 10 times cheaper, 0.02. So we can do 10 times the amount. So this is just fantastic. API Whisper coming soon. We'll talk about that later. So now let's head over to Tokenizer. I'll put the link in the description. So Tokenizer basically tells us how much our prompt and the answers you're paying for both. Remember, you're paying for the prompt that you're asking the AI and the results it gives you. So let's imagine this is our prompt, and let's put that in. So this is 79 tokens, so it's not that much actually. And I'd say a response might be about 3 or 4 times that. So this, if I was using DaVinci 400, that is probably about 1 cent. It is 1 cent. Now using the new super ChatGPT, so that would be 0.0001. That's right, yeah. Cheap. All right, so how can we use this and why I'm excited? Because we're going to now put it into our Alexa. We're only going to be using one program for this, and that is VoiceFlow. I've been playing around with this for the last few days. The support isn't really that good, but the application is great. The documentation is fine, and I've really been enjoying it. I have no affiliation whatsoever. It's just a fantastic program, and you will see why shortly, why this combined with ChatGPT makes an awesome, or endless possibilities, really. Previously this week, I was speaking to Danny Richmond. He's an SEO specialist, and he also has a YouTube channel where he tinkers with GPT-3. And I was looking at one of his articles from 2021, and it had this awesome Alexa chatbot. And we tried it. Him and I both tried it, and it didn't work anymore, unfortunately. But there were some limitations. It was using the old DaVinci. You could only ask one thing. You could say, write me a story about X, and that was it. So it was very, very limited and primitive. But we have a way around that now, and this is just so easy to roll out. You're going to be mind blown. So anyway, voice flow. Before I dive in, pricing, it's free. For what we need, it's free. We got 2 assistants, that's 2 chatbots, 1 editor, that's you, unlimited views, 1 workspace, that's all we need. If you ever did want to make the billions and sell your chatbot, and you can upgrade and stuff. But for now, this is just fantastic. So I can't knock them for that. So let's do the login. Create an account, by the way, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is the free version, so we can only have 2 bots. I was tinkering for the last couple of days. So we're good to go. So once you're on your dashboard, all we do is to create assistant. Now give it a funky name. Similar to Danny Richmond's app, I'm going to make a children's one where it has a lot more variables, so we can say about the age. It doesn't have to actually, yeah, we don't have to do children. We can make the story around the person that is speaking to Alexa. So it doesn't matter what age you are, you will like the story. So let's call it The Magic Book. So here we want to launch and host. This is super important because we want to be interacting with Alexa, but we don't want to be doing all the nitty gritty of like Lambada and hosting everything. So this is ideal. So we just say, you sort it, and we make the fun stuff. So continue. Channel, click Amazon Alexa, and locale. Make sure you select your location, your country, because there is a difference between the Alexa stores, and it's just put your own one. Create assistant. Okay, so this is super simple to use. Let's start off by go to settings, if you're on the PC, of course, and then we want to scroll down and change this to mouse. It's by default on trackpad, which is annoying. So default to mouse, and then go back up to designer 1. So this is our start, and this is our chatbot. So right now we start here, and it just says, this is your first assistant. We're going to delete that. All right, so the tools here, we have events. These are kind of like different chapters. So if you've got a start, that's one event. If you've got help, that's another event. You can have your different chapters down here, so it doesn't get too messy. So now we want to interact with the robot and have it talk. So here we have speak, where the robot speaks, text to speech. Audio is playing a file. Displayed is your fancy mancy Alexas that have your screens and your kitchens. You know who you are. And the others aren't too important. AI, oh, okay. I'll show you this later, actually. It's very useful when you're creating a chatbot and it says, welcome, Alex. You don't want it to say, welcome, Alex, every single time. It would sound too repetitive. With this, you can say, okay, create me 10, 20 variants. Welcomes, greetings, Alex. How are you, Alex? These type of things. So yeah, that's quite useful. So yeah, we'll go over that. Listen is you asking the chatbot to listen for a response. So this could be either multiple choice or capture a response. So this is where it listens to the whole entire aspect of what people are saying. And the logic, you don't need anything down here. Okay, let's start. Okay, so first of all, I want to have a little speaker, and we're going to call this block something that we're going to remember. Welcome. So now click on the white square, and here is where we talk about, or here is what we write, what we want the AI to say. Welcome. What is your name? And then here we can choose the AI voice. I'm in the UK. GB Amy. And you can set that as a default and have a listen.
Welcome. What is your name?
Okay. Let's try Amy, maybe.
Welcome. What is your name?
Emma?
Welcome. What is your name?
I'll go for Brian. I'm a family guy. All right. So we have our welcome. And for those of you that know After Effects, we got a little picky whip. So a little snake to drag on there, and now they're connected. If we want to have a listen to this, just hit run test.
Welcome. What is your name?
And it didn't really sound like Brian, did it? Oh, you're Emma, aren't you? Okay. Sorry. There we go. All right, so moving on. We want to respond to this, so we can tell him our name. Tell Brian my name is. So let's go down to listen, capture, drag it under so the box opens. Entity, we want to collect the entire user reply. Once that's clicked, we want to save this reply in a variable. So a variable is like a bucket. It's a bucket where you can store information. So they have different buckets. Like one bucket could be name, one bucket could be location. So whenever we want to have an access to information, we can just check the bucket to see if it's changed or if it's updated. So we want to create a bucket, a variable, and we're going to call this name original. Okay, now we want to create another event. So go back to speak, and we're going to call this how old. Remember, it doesn't matter what you call these, this is just for your reference. When you do get quite complicated, it's easier just to read what it is. And then audio, we want to listen again. Oh no, I need to speak. How old are you? Actually, what we can do here is we got my name already. So to make it a bit more personal, we can do a variable, open that, and we're going to call, what is it, name, there it is. So it would say, how old are you, Alex? Good, picky whip, back to the top. And then it doesn't matter where you place these are just kind of visually, so it makes sense to you. All right, now we want to go next. One more, I think. Talk, speak. Oh, I need to do the answer, sorry. Choice, capture, there we go. We want to listen to everything, and we want to create a new variable, and we're going to call that age. The variables are case sensitive, so remember what you do, what you type. I always type the first letter of each word capital. Just easy to remember. How are you? Story. Drag that in. Talk. Oh no, so click here. What type of story? I don't want to say Alex again, it'd be too pretentious. Alex. You can add effects if you want. So these are speed, emphasis, and everything, but I don't want to dwell on this. I want to get to the meat and bones. So let's do another listen. Capture the whole reply. Let's call this story. Create new variable. All right, so now we've got our sequence set up. We can have a listen actually. Run test.
Welcome, what is your name?
Alex.
How old are you, Alex?
It's very high pitched. By the way, always make sure this is clicked on microphone so you can hold down space. 39.
What type of story would you like?
All right, so nothing. Rah, 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 rah. All right, okay, let's end this. Sorry about that. So we've got a story now. We want our API. On this menu, there's a secret menu. I don't know if you've seen it yet. If you go here, there's a little arrow. They don't want to scare you, I think. So API, that's what we want. And here we have all the details. And here is where the fun starts. So OpenAI released a blog today, and in that blog, they give the details that we can make this API with. So let's build this. So I'm going to go through and show you what is what. And here's one I made earlier. So API. So we want to set this to post, not get. Post is it's giving information. Headers, we want content type, application JSON. This is all on that sheet, by the way. Here we go. Authorization, content type. So make sure the setting is on post. Here's one I made earlier, by the way. And then we want to post in this URL. I'll put this blog post here. So the URL is this one. Then the next thing is in the headers, expand it once, and we want content type and application JSON. That is also here. And then authorization type, and then you want to type bearer space and then paste in your API key that we got earlier. So bearer space and then API key. Parameters, so basically this is what variables is it going to be having access to. So I've already got story here. What other variables? I've got age and name. So let's add that in. Okay, so it's going to have access to these three variables. Now, scroll down. on the body, we want to select raw. I couldn't get it working with the previous. So hit raw. And then we want to type, well, they gave us an example here. So it's from the curly bracket. So it's model GPT 3.5 turbo, and then message. So what I've done here is I've deleted this. We've kept the role in the user. So I've got role user, and then the content is write a dramatized story of 800 words about story. Let's add to this. For age year old. Let's not do child because it might be 40. Don't want to, I'm a 40-year-old child. Age year old. So, sorry, let me just read that again. Create a story, 800 words about, let's get rid of that. For a 30-year-old about a person called, there we go, called, delete that, and on the theme of name. Alex from the future here, that should be on the theme of story. My son was wondering why the stories weren't making sense. Yeah, on the theme of story. So you've got all three of your variables there.
Make it age for a person 81 years old.
So we've got that, and that should spit us out a lovely story. Let's hook this up, and we can send a test. So story, horror, age 50, name Mike, send request. Super. So here we've got our response. So what we need to do here now is this is our JSON, and so we need to use an array to target it. So this is the first one. So we want to go in here.
So we've got choices, and then it's 0 is the first one, messages, and then, so basically what we're doing is we're targeting it with this.
So we're going to capture that response, and we're going to save that response to a variable. And the variable is called API response. I haven't actually made that, have I? Delete that. And we need to create a variable. API. It doesn't have to be called that. It's just something that I'll remember. Okay, and now we can do speak. And then success goes there. What we could also do is talk. Actually, I can generate 3 variants of that. So there we go. So if it fails, it comes down to here on the top, and then we can just loop round back here again. Ooh. All right. Success. So we want Brian now to read the story, API response, and I think that's pretty much it. So let's try this out. Run test.
Welcome, what is your name?
Alex.
How old are you, Alex?
7.
What type of story would you like?
About monsters and grizzly bears. Okay, so there's a little pause while it sends, but it's a lot quicker than it used to be. So that should take about 3, 2, 1.
Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Alex who loved to play sport.
All right, let's stop that. I think we're pretty much ready to go. Yeah, so let's head over to settings, give it an invocation name. So this is, what do you call, or what do you say to Alexa when you want to use it? So say the magic. Now we'll head over here and hit publish. The special magic book. While that's going, go over to Amazon developers and create an account. So it's developer.amazon.com. Create an account. It's free. And once you've done that, while you're doing that, make sure your email is the same email as your Alexa and the same email that you use for Webflow, because otherwise things can, otherwise things can get a bit messed up. All right, once that's ready, we can test on Alexa. So let's go over to this button, give that a punch. And this will bring the developer console. And so what we can do now is the special magic book.
I don't know that one.
The special, push to talk. The special magic book.
Welcome. What
There
is
we
your
go.
name?
All right. So I'm not going to continue that because I want to try it on the Alexa. So I'll see you there in a minute. I'll be using my phone, by the way, so sorry. I don't have a camera, so sorry about the bad filming. Okay, so I'm going to try doing a different name just to debug this. I'm not sure why it's not working now. Save model. Go back here. Test 1.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Okay, let's close that. Go back here, change here. Test 1. Let's call them both test 1. Everything is test 1. Okay, good, that name's changed. Let's republish everything. And we're going to call it test 1. Everything can be test 1. Upload. So what this is doing now, it's republishing everything, all the details to the Amazon Developer Console. So it should be ready for us to pick up in a second. Test 1.
Welcome. What is your name?
That's more like it. Okay, so let's try again. I'm going to go over to my phone and we're going to try Alexa. So here I am on the phone in the bedroom with my laptop. So Alexa, test 1.
Welcome. What is your name?
Alex.
How old are you, Alex?
8.
What type of story would you like?
A story with dragons and ninjas. Now it does the computing. And
Alex's Great Adventure.
ooh,
Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Alex. Alex was a kind and adventurous boy who loved to explore the world around him.
okay, I'm going to end this one there. Thank you so much for watching. This just really opens the doors to many possibilities. I'd love to see the things that you guys are going to be making. Please, please, please hit subscribe, and if not a like. Working hard here. So yeah, like and subscribe, and take care, everyone. Goodbye.